but you need to rotate these shoulders and keep opening here. Hit one ball here, and then imagine you have the second ball higher. So you do 1, 2, and then you finish. And when you finish, you just relax. 1, 2, you don't control a lot this action, so basically I really completely relax. Sometimes I don't even hold my racket. And if you want to play with topspin but more flat, you don't go 1 and 2, you go more 1, and you slightly close the head of the racket, and the racket does this angle completely to just play more flat. Just a short break here to say that I have my new forehand course available, so now I combine everything in one. So basically you learn from scratch and you do how to hit in topspin, open stance, the close stance, the right footwork, so everything in one. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you are inside, thanks for joining already. I hope to see you also inside, and now let's go back to our video. In this video I'm gonna show you how you can improve your forehand, how you can have a powerful forehand, what are the secrets for a powerful forehand, and some hacks to improve it. But this video is not focused on technique and the lag of the racket or the grip. Is more about what can you do with the ball, or how can you play the ball that is coming in the way that is going to facilitate your game in this case, and how can you build a game and a tactic that is going to help you boost your game and help you be more aggressive. This is the key once you already know how to move and how to do the technique, because the first thing and the thing I like to focus the most is the technique, even though I don't consider tennis, not that I don't consider tennis, but I don't think technique is the priority once you are a really good player, because technique is something that you acquire, and then the most important thing is to keep the balance while you hit the ball, and not every time you're gonna hit perfect forehands, but this is another topic, is not for this. So now the key for this video is to show you what can you do with the ball that is coming to build a powerful game and to dominate your game only with forehand. And basically you need to understand that you have two types of forehands, or I mean you have more types of forehands, but you have forehand on this side of the court and you have forehand on this side of the court. And usually when you say that players are really good with forehands, are players that like to play in this area of the court. For example, Nadal used to play in that side because he's left-handed. So we are really good with forehands because we play many times in this area of the court, and here we feel really comfortable, because where we get most of the ball. So every time we play with someone, everyone tries to play for our backhand, and what we do, we always do this forehand here, and that's why we are so comfortable here, and we rarely have balls here. They always try to play there, and this what is going to happen is that you're going to develop a really good strong forehand here, and sometimes you forget even to play forehands on this side. And in this video I'm going to show you that every time you have balls on this side of the court, what can you do? For example, you have a ball here. What can you do with this ball to build your game and to do the best you can to play forehands in the area you like the most, and where you can really be aggressive and use a lot your legs to accelerate as much as possible. So every time the ball is here, of course you can cross 70% of the times. Every time you play down the line is more risky, you can miss more, the net is a little bit higher. But for another side, every time you have the ball here, depending on the level, of course, if you are too much advanced and professional, I don't believe you are watching this video. But if you are like intermediate, or even if you have a really good level, the best you can is to play higher balls to his backhand, and then to recover to this side of the court. And this is the most important thing, because it's more about where should you play the ball and how to recover after the ball, and more important, where you should recover. Because people usually think that you always need to recover to the middle of the court, and you are wrong. You just recover to the middle if you really play balls to the middle of the court, so that way makes sense. So you play and you recover to the middle. If you play balls down the line here, you need to recover to this side of the court, and that's where we start building our game. So the tactic I recommend to you, and one of the secrets to develop a really powerful game with your forehand, and is to start working on this forehand when you run to this side, to start working on this forehand down the line and higher, and recover here. And you can even put like a cone. For example, you can do cones with balls. Actually, I don't have here. I can bring here more. As I was saying, you can put a cone here, and you can just start working, for example, open stance here, higher balls, 1, 2, split, go around, and then go again, higher balls, 1, 2, split step. And of course you can put more weight on this ball. You can go 1, 2, split and go. And like that you start to work not only on your fitness, but also in the right tactic. This is the first one, to get used to the fitness, and then you can go to the next exercise, next sequence. For example, you can do forehand down the line here, okay, down the line in open stance. Power is on this leg. For example, if you are on the line, this leg is here, this is a little bit more in front. Power on this leg, okay, here, on this, sorry, and then you recover, 1, 2, split step. And when you are here, so you do down the line, and then you do forehand cross court here, but inside out, okay? And then you recover. I'm gonna explain this soon in detail. 1, 2, split step, because you played cross court, so you stay here. I didn't go much further. And then you do the second ball, also inside out, but to open a little bit more the angle. 1, 2, split when you open the angle. I just don't go more to the side, because I'm afraid you don't see this angle. But I can turn the camera. So basically what I was saying is to play the first ball down the line here, then you go and you do inside out here, 1, 2, split step, and then the second ball you open more the angle, 1, 2, split step, and the third ball, in this case the fourth, you go for the inside in shot, and then you recover again. Remember that when you play inside in, you must be almost sure that you're going to win the point, or you just want to change the direction. But remember, when you change the direction with the inside in down the line, you really need to recover to this side of the court again. And remember that usually players that are really good with forehand, really good on this side, are also really good doing the passing shot, running from the backhand to the right side. So you need to be careful with that. You really need to choose the right ball to go for the down the line. So basically this is the pattern I would like you to play now, is this ball down the line, higher, 1, 2, split step, and then you do inside out, okay, here, 1, 2, split, and then you open a little bit more the angle, okay, 1, 2, split step, and then the last ball you go down the line, here, and then you start again, you go again there, down the line, higher, and then you go here, inside out, inside in. This is the first pattern to dominate and start to dominate your forehand, and this is gonna help you a lot. And just one quick note here, because I forgot, I just finished the video and I think I didn't mention this part, is that when you go to the forehand in this side, you do the split step and the first step with this leg, and then you run and you stop here, power is on this leg, you play, okay, and then you recover, 1, 2, split step. So with ball, I'm gonna play cross court this time, but with ball, you do this and then you recover. It's not easy to do with the ball, slow, 1, 2, split, okay, and when you go to this side, instead of doing split step and 1 step here, you do split step and 1 step here. Notice that you always turn your shoulders, so you go here, you rotate your shoulders, you go here, you rotate your shoulders, but this step is to allow you to run in this position so you can run faster. For example, let's say you are here, split step, 1, you can really run fast, and then when you stop, you usually do this step to adjust a little bit more. So you do 1 here, you go, and you adjust, and then you go. And another thing that I forgot to mention, when you recover, because you transfer the weight like this, then you're gonna recover 1, 2, split step, while on this side, you're gonna play and you're gonna recover 1, 2, split step. Also mentioning that this step here is really important to recover quick, okay? Because remember that the forehand starts and finish with the split step, and to help you have a really powerful forehand is to, one of the tips I like to mention is to have the head of the racket facing down, so always here instead of being like that. And you see many players, even I think Sinner or Alcaraz, they are like that here, but once they do the split step, they have already the racket facing down. So this is another tip that I would like you to try and to let me know then if you like it and how helpful is this. Now, another thing that is gonna help you a lot and improve the speed and the consistency of your shot, of course, is the semi-western grip, as I always mention. So the racket facing to that side, your hand completely relaxed here, you cannot force like that, you cannot do extreme grips, always the semi-western grip. And this I mentioned, always this, racket facing to the fence and your hand relaxed, because this, the idea is to be relaxed and depend then how much is or what's the size of your grip, because as I always say, my grip is small, my hand goes around the grip, as you can see, so it's super small. I prefer, I think it's much easier to dominate the forehand, to accelerate, of course, for the backhand, is not the best. I prefer a little bit more or bigger the size for the backhand, but my game is based on my forehand, so I would rather have the best grip to attack more in my forehand. Then the second thing that is really important is that as soon as you realize that the ball is for the forehand, to really rotate these shoulders here. So you see the ball is going to the forehand, really rotate these shoulders. This is the most important thing. Then of course you can rotate like that, you can open a little bit more, but you need to rotate these shoulders and keep opening here. And the idea is to have the head of the racket always facing down here, or sometimes a little bit more up. I do many different movements. I don't believe you need just one movement to play tennis. I think there are many different movements. If you follow me, you know that I always teach one movement to beginners. That is starting, for example, on the line, split step, 1, 2, double, play and finish answering the phone. But then there are many movements. You can do this, you can do this here, more or less like Sinner. The most important thing is to have the head of the racket facing to the floor, because when you do this and when you do this motion here, when you do this, you understand that you're going to generate more topspin, and the racket, the ball, is going to be super safe because you're going to accelerate, but with lots of topspin. And then talking about topspin, you always need to understand that you need to hit one ball here, and then imagine you have the second ball higher. So you do 1, 2, and then you finish. And when you finish, you just relax. 1, 2, you don't control a lot this action. So basically I really completely relax. Sometimes I don't even hold my racket. That's the best recommendation. And that's what I recommend to you. If you want extreme topspin, this is the idea. As I said, 1, and then imagine you have the second ball like this, okay? And if you want to play with topspin but more flat, you don't go 1 and 2, you go more 1, and you slightly close the head of the racket, and the racket does this angle completely to just play more flat, okay? And is again with lots of topspin, is super safe, sorry, and this is what is gonna allow you to play fast and consistent at the same time, always doing this grip, and you can play consistently, super aggressive, and enjoy tennis more. These for me are the keys to have a really good forehand, to understand that you really need to move well. Tennis is a game played with your legs. You always need to be low. Of course, I didn't mention the split step, but when you do the split step, you always need to be low. You need to play and stay low all the time. You cannot never extend your legs, otherwise you relax completely. And you will understand that every time you are playing and every time you are more focused, you are immediately lower. So every time you see yourself lower, every time you play and you are in this position, you know automatically that you are more focused. So this video was kind of simple. It's one of the best videos to help you understand that forehand is not only technique, it's also easy and better to understand what can you do with the ball, how can you play the balls. Also understanding that if you place cross and you play cross is more safe. If you place cross and you play down the line is more risky for you because you are changing the direction. So also this you need to have in mind. Also understand that you have many balls. You can play the ball on the rise, you can play the ball when the ball is going up. But this video I just try to simplify the main tactic to play and to use more your forehand and some hacks to improve your forehand. So I hope this helps. If you have any question, let me know. My forehand program is already in our community. So once you get in, you have access to all the course, and it's gonna help you for sure. You're gonna improve your forehand. There is no other option, because I'm gonna do also live calls or texting you until you fix your forehand. So there is no risk at all. You just buy it and you make sure you have a really good forehand. Also the videos say everything you need. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.